On January 27th, Williams tells you, let's start buying it. And 1, 2, 3, it opens higher, faces resistance and comes down. But 28 still remains as a very strong, 28 or 2750 still remains a very strong support. And last two candles over here, after this doji, the last two candles over here is giving you strength. Plus, the indicators have turned up. I am expecting it to go up to this level. 3070 is what I'm looking at, the first level to look at it. Or higher would be over here. 32, 3185, 32. I was discussing this talk with my son. I have told him very clearly, buy at 28 and sell at 30. Buy whatever you want for short duration, because we are already holding Barrick for a longer duration. So buy at 28 whenever you get a dip and sell at 30. You get a $2 or 10% or a 8% profit on practically very short-term basis. Or even sell at 29 if you want. Buy at 28, sell at 29.50.
What's in there for ABX, and it has been one of the favorite stocks of Vivek. So I can see you might be a little biased as well. But yeah, you have analyzed it very well. I will add few more points here. When you say that 30, for me, I think 29 can be a good option, or 29.5, because it might touch 29.5 and fall down. Yes. Because this tends to be a resistance. If we see this area was a support here, this one. This area was a channel in which the stock was trading before this black day when it fell down on 27th of Jan. And then again, it tried to hit this level on the fourth day, 29.4, and fell down again. But the good thing is there was a downside price rejection as well on the same day. And if you see this candle, this one I'm talking about, 1st of Feb, it had both on the upper level the resistance, and at the downside it had a support, which means there was a downside price rejection, and the upper side also was limited to this point. And the following days it continued the same trend, and now it's again back to its level of 28.5. If it goes in the same trend, 29.4 to 29.5, I would say maybe one of the point that you may consider to sell, maybe like even like 50% of your holding or something. It may go up as well, but to be on the safe side, if you don't want to hold it for a very long time, then it can be an option that may be considered by you. This is number one. Number two, if you talk about the downside, although this is at the support level and it's rejecting the downside price rejection, but just to see what's in there on the other side, this can be a level again, 26. So if you see if it has started falling down drastically, something like this, which happened on 27th of Jan, then you also need to reconsider your position at this point of time. But given the other factors, I'm just telling you the flip side of the story. So given the current situation, it seems that it is an uptrend. If you talk about the RSI, it's also turning upward, and 59 seems to be the resistance level for the RSI as well, which we can see on the 5th of November, on 4th of Jan, and previously as well, 9th September, and in the previous days as well. So this stock we analyzed previously, and these lines are there from our previous discussions. So we can see that the stock is almost moving in the same way, or it is behaving in the same pattern that we analyzed previously. So just to summarize now, downside will be 26, upper side for the first level to consider will be 29.4, and maybe even 30 later on. But if it breaks this level, it will shoot up high, and then 30, 31, like these can be the ultimate levels. The next resistance level, 30, and then 31. So after each $1.50, you will find a resistance and support as well on the other side of this. So I think that's it for ABX. Unless Kamal, you want to add something here?
Hey Tahir, this Prasad here. Very basic
Sure, sir.
question. Sorry if it's not relevant. But then this ABX stock, as particularly, it is related to gold prices. So if I think if gold price goes down, it will go down. That's what my understanding was. So
Sure.
uh, wouldn't I be worried to invest in that, or we can still go with the analysis?
No, we have to see at the gold prices as well.
Hi Tahir,
Yeah.
this is Vivek here.
Yes, sir.
I read somewhere also that Warren Buffett is investing more in ABX.
Yeah.
Um, would
But when you
that
read
be
at that time, sorry to interrupt you here, when you read that news, what was the price at that point?
same what is currently trading at? It's like
Uh,
yeah.
but I mean, very recently, because I read this news as well previously, not very recent. Have you read this like very recent?
Yes, I don't know the exact date, but I can check it in the meantime.
Yeah. Okay,
I
go ahead.
also
Yeah.
shared one image for
Mhm.
that I had a Qtrade account in the past, so it
Mhm.
shows. I don't know if it's any helpful. Maybe if you can see and let me know that, let all us know, that would be helpful.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Vivek, to add to Tahir's point, the news which you had read about Warren Buffett investing in ABX, it had happened before when maybe this large green candle which you are seeing, no, this is gold futures. On ABX chart, if you see this gap up and green candle somewhere, Tahir on the left, somewhere in the middle,
Eight.
just before the
This
channel,
one?
the green gap up candle.
Yeah, this one. Okay.
Yeah, this one. So I believe that news was somewhere around this time, and if you have read the news, just check when was it. If it is recently as well in January and Feb, then that could impact the stock price. But I believe there was a news somewhere around this end of December last year, which led the stock price to give a
Yeah,
gap up green opening.
exactly. I agree to that. I think I can also recall there was news in two stocks, the ABX and the AC. No, ABX, and there was another stock in which the Warren Buffett has invested. I'm not able to recall the other one. These were the two stocks. They were saying that okay, Warren is interested in that and let's invest, and something was going on. So I can also recall the same thing. ABX was one, and there was another. There were two stocks in the news. So price was like almost the same, which you are referring. It is also almost the same, but the other factors are not the same now, and it has already taken a jump and then correction as well. Yep. Let's go back to the gold futures. Okay, so the gold future currently, it's the highest is 1815.81 and currently is 1815. So this gold is also at its resistance level, and it was like in the uptrend for a previous days. If we draw a channel here to analyze it, so for a week and a half or two, it was moving in this channel and it gave a breakout. So the as soon as it gave a breakout, you can see it was like a very big candle, a huge jump in price, which is like almost $2 as compared to the previous days, in which we had like $1, $0.50, something like that. A $2 increase, and there is no upside price rejection. This is important point to note here. There is no spike in it. There is no wick in this. Whatever the highest price was, it was like accepted by the market participants, and there is no wick. This is a one big green candle, which shows that it has the potential to go up further. So 181815.81 was the resistance. So 1816, you can see it can touch, but if it breaks this 1816, it will be its uh, all times high for the previous, maybe like 2-3 months. What is the date here? I can see the date. 1 year? No. Okay, this is like for a very, very long time. Maybe like you can say 2-3 months. 1834. So still we have like a huge gap here between 1815 and 1834. Again, the same thing. The green candle, one big green candle has been formed, and this will uh, hopefully continue the same pattern going forward, because we have still a room where the gold price can head up to 1834, and if it continues, our analysis on the ABX that it will reach up to 29.5 will hold good. But if it falls down, which is like little unlikely at this point, then the other point will be 26. I think both
Yeah, that
both are
explains.
for sure linked. So we can look at the gold prices upward, and then we can link we can take our decision accordingly with the ABX.
Thanks, Tari. That explains.
Here, just one question here. If you now move this from candles to Ranko, you would actually see red Rankos forming for ABX. Here it shows a buy indicator. From the candles, we get a feeling that yes, probably it's a good time to enter, considering it's at the lower Bollinger Band and the RSI, CC indicators are also showing a positive uptrend. But if I now look at Ranko, that gives slightly different picture. So in such a scenario, which one do you follow?
Let me go, and Vivek will be answering your question. He is rank expert. Yeah, so Vivek, I think he will be able to answer this question on the Renko.
No, Renko is still showing a green, a sell signal, because as per Renko, the support is at the in April, the red of April, which is exactly what even Tahir said, 26.15.
I just removed it. Yeah, this one.
Yeah, 26 is the support over here, which is exactly what even Tahir had mentioned. So Renko is giving you a further confirmation that 26 is a very strong support over there. Even Renko had moved from 26 onwards, and that same price which Tahir talked of.
Okay, I think it's the same analysis in both, we would say.
The level of support is the same.
But these indications are these are the red ones, and
these are red candles which are still showing weakness in the share. It could come down. It is expected to come down, but the other indicators are saying that there is a reversal happening.
Yeah. Maybe if we have another green candle, Renko will also move
then Renko
towards.
will also may turn green.
Okay.
But today it is showing you red. Possibly Monday, Monday evening, Renko would have turned green by that time if on Monday the price moves up.
Yeah, and indicators are positive, which indicates that there will be an uptrend given the indicators level. Okay, I think we can move on to the next talk, guys. What's next?
Shall we take FSR?
Fisker Inc., New York, or TSX?
Is it on TSX? No,
Yeah,
let's take the New York one.
New York, Fisker.
Let's go to New York. Okay, we have this FSR. FSR is behaving neutral, I would say, at this time. Where is the channel? Okay. This seems to be a channel. It gave a breakout, and then again back to the channel, breakout, back to the channel. Now, if it moves near to this point of 15 or near to 16, again it can you can see a big jump here. And the resistance level on the closing basis should be 16.8. Currently, I would say it's in a channel moving sideways. Unless it gives a breakout on either side, I think we should wait for it. Or if it goes near to that upper level of the channel, which is 15.9, then a $1 gain can be expected here. And RSI is also the same thing in a parallel channel. RSI is showing the same. Nothing different. Volumes are consistent. So I think if someone is holding this, so hold on to it unless it falls below the level of 14.6, where you can plan your stop loss, and the next level will be somewhere here, 13.87. So below 14.5 should be your stop loss, and the upper side 16.8 should be the initial target. And right now, if you're holding it, hold on to it and see where the stock moves. Goes down, sell at 14.5, goes up, sell at 16.8, or 16.5 to 16.8. So there's a point where you can have your profits. So risk to reward ratio, I would say here it is 1:1. The same level, currently 15, $1 upside, and almost half, a dollar something on the below side as well. And earnings, negative here, earnings or negative, and after the earnings, before the earnings it fell down, and after the earnings it went sideways. So So before the earning, it fell down, and earnings is like on 3rd of March. Still, we have time till earnings.
I can add to this,
Yeah,
Vivek
sure.
here. Like I am following this stock and I am adding each month little bit quantity.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that the catalyst for this is coming in 2022. So till that time, there like I don't see a big jump like Neo or some other EV stocks.
Okay, let's go by month then. If you're talking about 2022,
That's
so
very
it
far
was
away.
slow, and a jump till 19, and then coming back again. So if we talk about on yearly basis, 2018, and then a month. So catalyst, what is the catalyst? Can you share with us?
I think this was a SPAC which got converted into a ticker. So that was the reason it had a jump, and now it is correcting itself. So yeah, they would be launching their first vehicle by the end of 2021. That was the news, but now the latest news says that 2022 they have postponed it to 2022. So there shouldn't be a strong catalyst coming till 2022. So in case if anybody is looking to add small amounts, I think it is good to add. Like if it falls below 15, that is what I am doing. If it falls below 15, I go on adding. If it goes above 16, I sell it.
Yeah, I think that can be good. If you're holding it for a very long time, so you don't need to worry about the price fluctuations over days or even over weeks. It can for sure regain its previous strengths like 20 or something when you have this news. But for this, there is a long time. You have to wait for a very long time for that
Tahir, quick question.
information.
So for the
Yeah.
short time, what will be the good entry point?
Entry for the short time should be below 15. Like if it takes a dip here, let me go back to the daily chart. So it's currently at 15. FSR daily view is 15 here, and then so this is the channel. If it gives a breakout below this lower level of 14.5, so you can enter here at 13.7 to 14, somewhere between here, because this will be the next support if it breaks. If it breaks the current channel, if it breaks the existing channel, the next support will be 13.6. So you need to buy around this support level. So I would say 13.7 to 14, somewhere between there, not above 14. So in this channel, you can buy as close as possible to its support price of 13.64 or 13.7. That can be entry point. And if it falls at this level, then your sell point will be 14.5. So it won't be 15 at that time, because this will serve as a resistance when it is coming back again in the upward direction. So falls down 13.7 and sell at the level of 14.5, 14.6. So this can be a short-term thing for this stock. Okay, guys. Well,
Thank you, Tahir, for that. Next will be BlackBerry, BB.
so BB normally I think we take TSX ones, right?
Yes.
Yeah. BlackBerry has given a good graph. Okay. So we observed that day, that golden day, when most of our friends became a millionaire, I would say, at this day. It was a very good day for BB holders, which are holding it for a very long time. I know a few of the guys in our group, they were holding it for a very long time, and then this day was a big day for them. And after that, a correction, and now again, I would say now it will move a little bit on the sideways before it takes another move. This is just an expectation based on the previous history, I would say, previous experience. Normally, when the stocks correct itself after the correction, it tends to move a little bit on the sideways, and then it takes another move on the either side. Currently, if I talk about the RSI, I would say is neutral, moving sideways. The price, I would say, it would also tend to move in the sideways, and the volumes are coming a little bit down. Previous volumes before this spike were like very low, but now the volumes are like in the downward trend, similar to the price levels. Price is falling down, volumes have fallen down over, like I'm talking about a week time, and the current situation for the last 3-4 days is moving sideways. Price sideways, volume for 3-4 days moving sideways, RSI moving sideways. So I think you should wait for this stock to wait for the stock to complete it sideways movement, and then you plan your trade on this. If I was to invest in this stock, I would have waited for it maybe for a few more sessions to see how the stocks can move either on the upside or lower side after it has completed its sideways movement or the consolidation phase. So for me currently, I think it is going at a consolidation phase. Last time when it went into the consolidation phase, if I take this thing, it was a very long period of consolidation and it wasn't moving at all. So now if it goes to again to the same thing, it may take a little time, but still we need to look for the catalyst as well. If we get a good catalyst, it can spike again, but in the absence of any positive or negative news, it will move sideways. That's what I have to say.
Yeah, I think I would say about a week the stock had gone up because of Wall Street Bets group taking up and holding it. So as Tyre suggested, uh, if you are into this stock and or looking to get into it, it would be better to wait. For new buyers who are looking to enter, just agree with Tahir's suggestion and keep watching it for some time.
Yeah, I think we should watch it. If when it falls below the lower levels are like pretty much low, like 6, 11, 12 something. But I think you should wait for now because recently it had a jump and now there's not much charm left in it. Whoever bought here, they are selling it and the selling pressure made it to fall at these current levels and still it is like maintaining the existing levels. So there's no big jump, I would say, at the time being.
Yeah, and Vivek Bhatia sir, do you have any specific questions for BBI as this was requested from your end?
I just wanted to take your opinion on it because I also have the same opinion that because it has spiked up, rallied in such a fast manner, I'm not
Yeah.
expecting it to go up again so fast. So possibly a sideward movement would be most expected out of it.
Yeah, that's maybe like the cooling off period for the stock. So yeah,
Something
it
of that
went
kind,
up.
yes, before a new stimulus could come in.
Exactly. In the
Because
absence of,
Pawan keeps talking about getting a new stimulus into it, and he is following this stock very, very well.
okay, understand. So, and as we are discussing, like in the absence of any strong stimulus, either positive or negative, it is expected to move sideways without any
Sideways.
big surprises.
Yes.
Yeah, and the worst thing for this stock is the company management were not aware that the stock is going up. And when they were asked, the company management said that there's no news from their end which is pushing the stock up. So it was all pumping, and that's why
It
it's
was all
better.
basically operator driven.
Yes.
Yeah, it happens. Okay, no problem. Shall we move on to the next one?
Uh, MFI.
Maple Leaf TSX.
Yeah,
Okay,
TSX.
just want to have a overview of this. This one seems to be at its current support level, and for last like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For last 5 sessions, it is maintaining its current level of 25. So I think this can be a good time to enter in this stock at these current levels. And RSI is also at its bottom, almost oversold at this point. And if it picks up from here, the resistance level, or I would say our first target could be 26.6, and then the next one 28. If you want to hold further, you can hold till these levels of 28. Yeah, 28.1 to 28.7. So this can be a channel where you can hold for a little longer term, but the initially 26.6, $1.5 gain can be expected if it starts to picking up. But if you look at the volume, see the volumes have started to pick up. Look from here. So the last 4 or 5 days volumes. Previously, forget about these volumes on these days because this was a selling pressure. Stock was falling down, and then now it has become stable. So you will notice increase in volume in these days because people will start accumulating this stock. If we talk about the previous history, the volumes are, I would say right now it hasn't picked up yet, because the volume seems to be constant in last 7-8 sessions from here till from 20th of January, 19th Jan to the current week. I mean, around 3 weeks, the volumes seems to be constant. And then if you see the volumes have started to pick up, even if the price has not gone up, this is also one of the good indication that the stock is being accumulated and people are just collecting this stock at the current price level, and at any point it can start picking up, the price may go up. So apart from the price, always remember that volume is one of the most important indicator that you have to consider. And volume at this point of time where the stock is currently at, I mean at its support level, it is taking a support at this point, and whether or not it will honor this support, it depends upon the volume at that point. If the volume is big, like if in the next day you see a very good volume which is like more than the average, so it means that this is the point where the investors are interested at this price level and they are trying to accumulate this. If this price level is not supported by the volume, that it may be considered as a weaker support and the stock may fall down because the investors or the buyers are not willing to purchase the stock at this current price. So you need to look after this. For a good strategy can be, if whatever your buying budget is, like invest like 30% or max 50% at this price level and wait for a further dip. If it takes a further dip, buy the remaining quantity on the next support level. Or if it goes up, you already have like 50%, like you haven't lost much of the opportunity, you already have something in your pocket, so from where you can get a gain. So given the indicators, RSI has like is in oversold position. So you can see it from the current levels of 32. This is number one. Number two, keep an eye on the volume. These are currently average volumes. If it goes up, so this can be a good point where you can enter for the level of 25 at existing prices, and the next target should be 26.7. On the lower side, the support seems to be at 24. So let's take a look here. 24. Yeah, 24 can be a support level. 25 downside $1, upside $1.5. So almost 1.5 is to 1 is the risk and reward ratio that you can consider while you are investing in this stock. Yeah, anything guys you want to ask, any question or anything you want to add? Feel free to add anything. Like it's not just like few people are speaking, one or two. This is just it's more like a discussion thing. If you guys know anything, any news, any catalyst, or any idea or anything you want to share, feel free to share that for the benefit of all. Or we can move on to the next one then.
Tahir, when is the earning expected for this one?
Earning expectations are like in March. Yeah, 4th of March.
And they're positive.
0.21 positive, 0.53, and they gave a dividend after 0.53. They gave around like 40%, 30% dividend. And then there the dividend coming in after every 0.21. Okay,
earnings, they are announcing a dividend.
Yeah, they 0.21, and then after the earning it fell down. And here after the earning took a dip for one day.
It rises after every earning. It rises.
Here I'm talking about this one. On the earning date it fell down, and after that it went up.
Then it rises up. Yeah.
And here in this earning, what it did on this
earning, it had risen before.
Okay, it was on the rise before the earning, and after the earning, okay, fell down.
Around the earnings is expected to shoot out.
Well, the earnings are less.
Just about 3 weeks away.
Okay, and then on this earnings, it fell down on the earning day because the earning was negative. And in this earning, it went up, it was positive. In this earning, after the earning, it went up, it was positive. So earning is expected to be positive. It may go up after this earning. As 0.21 earning here.
Just before the earning also, it could go up.
Yeah.
4 days before the earnings.
Yeah, I'm comparing it with this earning or the same level of 0.21. And before the 3-4 days, right, it went up. And after that, the earning pressure like vanished.
Yes, it consolidates and comes down.
Yep. So before the earnings, so it can be a good point, I think, to accumulate if the volumes are supporting this.
Yes.
I think it can be a good point.
Also, Tahir, this is just to add on to it. If you look at it, right, if the previous earnings, if it is at the resistance, it's falling down. If it's a support, it is going up. Just an observation in the past 3-4 earnings. It looks like 30 is the resistance over there.
Mm,
Yeah, 29, 30 is the resistance.
yeah, this
28,
one you're
30.
talking about 30. Yeah, this
Yeah.
is the resistance. Yeah, you're right. And this resistance can be like just R3, I would say. We are here R1, R2 is a channel, R2 channel, and R3. Yeah. So I think 30. Yeah, 30 is a resistance, but
26,
it is
26,
little
28, and
far.
30.
Yeah, 26 is also here on the. So this should be 26.3 to 26.6. This is a resistance channel between this level. Yeah, you can see the resistance. So R1, R2, and R3. Yeah, that's a correct observation. Thank you.
Yeah, and I was looking at the RSI. It's
Mhm.
downward, and once it falls under the 30, maybe in 2 or 3 days, it might start reversing. So about a week, so next Friday, around that time, if someone is calling closely following to enter, just keep a watch on RSI turning over here under this 30 range. That could be a additional indicator to help you in whether it's the right time to enter.
Thank you very much. I think we can move on to the next one.
LTE.
Seriously, 0.25. Okay, LTE has a gap here, which is this one, 0.37 to 0.42. So I'm waiting for these levels, honestly, for 0.42. These are not very far. So if it goes to this level of 0.28 again, and if it breaks 0.28, the next level will be 0.42 very soon. Okay, LTE. So LTE, we were saying that LTE is current levels of 0.28 are important. If this level 0.28 or 29, if this level breaks, the next target should be 0.42 or 0.43, because it may take time to break this level, but once it is broken, then this level will be very, very near, and in a short period of time, it can reach to 0.42. So I think we discussed that previously as well, and few of our team members they started accumulating at the level of 0.15. So for them, I think it's a very good thing, good stock to hold for a short term, not a very long term. And if someone hasn't invested in it yet, 0.5 is the good support level for this, or a good entry point, or 0.18 can also be a point where you can start accumulating in small quantities, because 0.8 to 0.2 to 2.5, this is like moving in this pattern. So I think 10-15% gain is there for in very, very few days, but if you want to hold it for a long time, 0.42 can be the target. So if you talk about the volumes on the last day, the volumes were good. It went up because of this one big green candle which has been formed. So in the next day, if it continue the same trend, now I would say it can go up to 0.29, because the RSI has moved upward and still we have a space here. So RSI can go further up till these levels of 67. Currently it is at 60, 59 or 60. So there is a space there. So we can't say that at this point of time the stock is being oversold. So still we have a gap, a chance for this stock to go further up, given the volumes are increasing and the RSI has got a space and we have a gap up here. So I think this can be one of the good stock to hold it. If you are already holding this, just stick to it. Or if you want to buy this stock, so you need to maybe wait a little till it goes to a level of 0.15, or if not, 0.18 can be also a point where you can start accumulating this stock. But currently, I won't advise anyone to invest in this stock at the current price levels. So these levels might not be a good one to invest for the time being in LTE. Yeah, Kamal, I think you are also holding this stock. So would you like to share your views on this?
Yes, thanks. This is exactly the same levels that we discussed last week. 0.15 is an entry point for long term in larger quantity, and if someone is willing to enter in smaller quantity, 0.18 is a good entry point. If someone wants to hold for 1 or 2 days, they might take a risky trade, but 0.15 and 0.18 is the suitable buy price which Tahir mentioned.
Yeah. Okay. I think then we can move on to the next one.
Yeah. Next is your favorite Air Canada.
Oh my God. No, it's not my favorite anymore. I sold it. I sold this stock. These days, Shopify is my favorite.
Oh wow. So we are together now.
Yeah.
I'm not holding Shopify as of now.
Okay. I'm just waiting for a right time to enter in Shopify. I'm just monitoring that.
Yeah, I think VXR also mentioned the same. We missed the entry last time.
Yeah.
But
No
this time I
problem.
already placed my order. 1385 already placed it down.
Okay. Okay. Good then. We
I'm
will
going
observe
to
these levels.
I'm going to barge into Shopify this time.
Okay. We already discussed Shopify today before I joined, I believe.
Yes, I think we
Yes.
discussed it, but I don't mind discussing it again. It's a good one.
No problem. No problem. There might be a conflict. I won't discuss. I will discuss with you later on then.
Yeah. We had a long session on Shopify today.
Okay, then I won't take more
I
time on
explained
that.
the entire Bollinger Bands and the indicators only on Shopify.
Okay, that's good then.
One full session on Shopify were done.
Great. So, okay, so current level AC is facing resistance at the level of 21.75 to 22. So last time it had a resistance here. It had a gap up. Gap has already been filled. So when the 2-3 things to note here, I would say there was a parallel channel here, and this channel was broken on the lower side. So after this, it went up again and is about to enter the same channel. So this might act as a resistance. The current level 21.87 might act as a resistance. So if it crosses 22 and stays there, I mean, it gives a closing at the day end within a region of 22 plus. So we can say it's again back to its channel again, which was like this channel previously 23.42, and it can hit 23.4 over like next few sessions, I would say a week or more. But this will happen only if it crosses 22 and stays there. But if it doesn't happen, then it will fall back again to its previous levels of 20. So that can be an entry point again. So here the strategy should be, if it goes up and stays at a level of 22 plus, so you need to hold it for till 23.4 or 23.2, or maybe if it's a very good day, 24 it can even touch, but not sure if it will sustain or not. So 23.5 on an average, you can exit at that point, or consider exiting 50% of that, because this level was tested multiple times, but it wasn't broken. But if it breaks that level, then there will be a huge spike again. So how you would know that if it is breaking that level? Look at the volumes at that point when it is about to break. So currently, let's go back to current levels. Upside, we discussed 22 plus levels, hold till 23.5. But if it falls down, so you can enter at the level of 20. So entering a level of 20, selling partially here at this point and the next point here, or you can, if you're entering at 20, I think you already have a $2 gain, you can exit here at 22. But if 22 sustains this level, goes up at the level of 23, you can exit this. But what is the chance that it may break the level of 23.5? So that will depend on the volumes during those days. If the volumes are high, then there is a chance that it may break this price and go further up, because this support resistance level has been tested many times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So multiple times this resistance level have been tested, and if it has been tested multiple times, there is a tendency that it might break. But it will all depend upon the volumes as well. So volumes are good. If you hear some good news, so there's a chance that it may break. So currently, if you're holding this, wait for the next session. If it starts falling down, I think you should exit before it reaches to its support level. Or if it's going up, hold till 23.5. New entry either 22 plus or 20. So these two can be the entry levels. Yeah. Anything else, guys? You want to add? Anyone?
Higher earnings.
Yeah. Earnings 12th of February near. Thank you, Vivek, for pointing this. I didn't check this out. 12th Feb, and currently 12th Feb means next Friday. So we have like 5 sessions. Let's go here. -2. -2 again. The same thing. So what happened on this earnings? Gap up. But there was a surprise. Earnings minus, and it shoot up. Here, this was, I think, this is COVID as well. The first reporting after the COVID. So it fell down, gap up, and then fell down, 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 down. Here went up. Huge gap up after the earning. But there was a surprise. Here minus 2.78. I'm expecting this one also, because if you see the loss, 6, loss fall down, loss has remained constant, or it continues the same. I'm not very sure how it may behave on the earnings days. So no idea on that earnings. Because here the earnings were the same, but it had a huge gap up. The other thing was like the RSI was okay, we are at the same levels. On this earnings, if it is in this same channel, it can behave either ways. It can be a surprise. One of the reasons that I'm looking at is like this one was a big surprise. Estimate was 0.286 and you got minus 2.3, less loss than expected. Here also 2.86 and estimate also 2.78, the same loss is expected. So Vic, would you like to throw some light on this, how it might behave on the earning days?
I don't know, but as a disclaimer, I'm holding this stock.
Okay.
So I'm expecting it to move up, specifically with the earnings. I don't know, with the COVID vaccine not being there, I expect the airline business to now really take off and restart.
Yeah, and the news,
and they were in news that they were thinking of picking up businesses further. I'm expecting it to shoot out.
Okay, I have no news for this further, and the overall news is like government has announced that whoever is traveling to Canada, they have to quarantine themselves in a government-approved hotels that may
That's
cost
right.
up to like $2,000. So this may impact a little bit on these flight operations, but this news has already been, in cash or anything, whatever the
Discounted for.
impact has already been taken care of. So this will be purely an earning beat. The earning can behave either way. So I won't take
There's
a
a high
risk before
probability that
getting.
the earning will go up and take out at 24 also.
Yeah, maybe if
Expecting
you're
that to
lucky.
happen.
Yeah,
I'm expecting that to happen.
Yeah, good luck for that. If it goes above 22, so yes, 24, and even it can cost 24 if it has volume. What if it falls down? So I think earning can decide. The next week can decide either it is going up or
That's
it is
right.
going down. So
That's right.
if earnings are good and you see it's 22 plus, so you can enter at any level which is like more than 22, but of course it should be less than 23.5. So that you have
Absolutely.
some margin to absorb, to take the profit out. So 22.2, 22.5, and then selling at a 23.5 can be a very good gain in a very short time. Or if it is a loss, and the stock has started falling down, so 20 can be an entry point for that. So, and we have a gap here, 18.5. So if
Which
it
has been
goes
filled
below
in.
this, then 16. So you need to.
At the same time, I'm also looking at the last 1 week of trading. If you look at that as a parallel box, the width of the box will be the target to the next. So we'll automatically take out 24.
Here is my arrow.
No,
So
the
it
low
fell
box
down.
which
So
is there. Yeah.
exactly the same. So this one, if
Exactly.
we consider this as a channel as well, so this should be exactly the same level here as well. So it can get back again to 23. So it will all depend upon the earnings results.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, I think we can move on to the next one.
Tahir,
Just
Vivek
before,
sir,
Yeah.
hi, this is Aitay. Just a quick question before we
Yeah.
move on. I see that there is a gap up in November. So how sure are we that it's not going to cover that in the next few days? Just from my understanding.
Gap up in November.
Here, a small gap up is here.
No, in November.
Gap down.
16.
Gap up or gap down?
Gap up in November.
That has already been covered.
This one.
Which gap?
Towards
This
the right.
one?
No,
Yeah,
towards the
this
left.
one. That's already been covered.
No, towards the
Yeah.
left. Left. Yeah, that. Yeah.
This one?
Yeah, that one.
This
I know.
this will have to be covered up. So this will be covered with a gap down.
Okay.
This will be covered by a gap down. In
Yeah.
case earnings are really bad, this could crash down to almost about 16 or 15.
Exactly. That's what I was recently
Yes.
mentioning, that if it breaks this levels, the level of 20, so there is another support of 18, and if we're breaking 18, there's a gap down. So next again will be 16. So it will. I don't think it is very highly likely. Seems to be more in the very short term. Given that even if the earnings are like drastically bad, so 20 or the next one near to 18. I'm not expecting that much fall from like 22, given even like considering there is no bad news other than just a company reporting loss. So that loss is normally a very short term, 3-4 days. You will see the stock is under pressure and then it will come back again, unless you see that Air Canada is suspending some operations in some of the regions or something like that. Other than that, in a very near future, we don't expect this thing to happen because we have like 3 supports. Currently,
One
the
more
support
thing.
level. Yeah.
One more thing. In mid-September, there was a gap down. Mid-September, yeah. This to your right. To your right. Mid-September. Further to
Yeah,
your
this
right.
one.
This gap down was there. This was partially filled with the gap up in November first week.
Yep.
This gap is almost filled out.
Now this one is filled. This one has
So
already
this
been
gap
filled out.
is, yes, this gap has almost been filled out. So this gap gets nullified.
Yeah.
So look at the gap filling theory. I'm not expecting this gap to get filled in at all.
So okay, we are relating this one to this one. This was the gap down, and
Yes.
this gap.
This
has
gap
up.
this
Which
gap
was
up
filled out.
has this gap
Filled
up
the
has
previous
filled in
one.
this gap down. So I don't expect this gap to get filled in at all.
Nullified.
It
Okay,
gets
so
nullified.
this
I
nullifies.
don't look at this gap. So I'm only expecting an upward trend of 24-26. All right.
Okay.
I can take a bet on that now. 24-26 is what I'm looking at.
Got it.
Because that 26 gap up has to be filled in.
Yeah, this one is remaining. This has to
That
be filled.
requires to be filled in, yes.
Yep.
yeah,
I agree with that.
just before we move on, for beginners, if someone is about to enter this stock at the current price level and betting on earnings, I would
Don't
suggest,
do that.
it's
Don't do that.
exactly. It would
Yeah.
be a risky bet. Even if you want to take a risky bet, uh, instead of putting a sell limit, put a stop loss. So in case the stock drops, you don't lose much. If it goes up, you will get time to change your order, and you can change that stop loss to a limit sell and exit at profit.
Yep.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Very valid. Very
Yeah,
valid
exactly.
statement.
Exactly. Right.
Okay, so let's go to next. Tahir, what you say?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was just saying let's move on to next, and
yes.
we will take like 3 to 5 more stocks. I would say like 3 stocks, and then I think we can call it a day.
Yeah,
Or we
so
have a long list.
we have a long list. We'll
Oh,
take
okay, let's go down then.
we'll take 3 stocks, and then maybe we'll go to stock screeners because a few members
Okay.
have requested for that.
Okay,
So
sure.
yeah, so next request CNR,
Which one?
TSX.
Carry on. Okay, CNR. This one is the level here, level 1, and downside, and this one. So currently, I would say that this is at its resistance level. So this resistance level, then if it breaks, the next level should be 139, and the downside is 129. So there's 1:1 ratio here, risk and reward 1:1. And the good thing is that the RSI is positive. It's moving upwards. So we can see a good move in this stock. If it breaks this level of 135.4, if it touches 136, then 139 should be the target. I think this can be a good one to pick up because the RSI is moving upward. If you see the trend here, RSI is an upward trend. It's a positive as well. Trend is up, and the only thing is stock is currently facing a little bit resistance at this stage. If it breaks 136, you can enter for a level of 139. The initial level 139, and the next level I would say is 144. So 139, 144, these can be good levels for this stock. Earnings are, I think they are a little far, so we shouldn't be worried about the earnings. It's in April. So yes, I would say like it can be a good stock to enter if it crosses 136, and then on the flip side, if it goes towards 129, that can also serve as that is a good support, and that can be an entry point as well. So 136 and sell it out 139. That's my views on CNR. So if we talk about on the weekly basis, it was undergoing some correction, 1 to 3 weeks of down. It has taken a support, and then again it's seems it's going back again to its previous levels after doing a correction. So in over the long view, over the weekly view also it's positive, and on a daily view this stock is a positive thing, a positive stock to invest in, and yep, 136 can be the entry level for CNR. Yes,
Thank you. Thank you. So let's go to request from Mohit. MEG.
MEG. New York TSX. Let's go to TSX, I would say. MEG currently is about to enter its oversold positions.
Overbought.
Overbought positions.
Yeah, I think he would be looking for the target price for this.
Yeah, if you're looking for a target price, I think you are already at your target. Yeah, gap has been filled.
Filling up a gap.
Gap filled.
Yeah.
Gap has been filled, and if you look about the candle, let's analyze the candle thing. Why the volume is not coming?
Oh, it's a
I need a volume.
doji.
No, not this one.
The last
in that this one. Volume.
Oh my God! Look at the volumes for last 3-4 days. And the earnings. I will come back to earnings. Okay, the volumes were like pretty much high last 3-4 sessions, and the point is the last candle is a doji candle, and this 5.66 seems to the resistance level for both last 2 sessions. It wasn't able to break this 5.6 level, and it has a tendency, or I would say it has a probability to fall down, and this can be an exit point, number one. Number two, another way to look at this is currently in the uptrend, okay, and it is forming the lower highs, and this low was 5.2. Although this candle is red, but still this low is higher than the previous low. The previous low was 5.2, and this low on the closing basis is 5.5. So as long as the stock is giving you the higher lows, so you can have this stock, you can keep this stock and wait until it has started going down. So when it will start going down, it will fall drastically. This is the point. It has gone up drastically, and it will fall down drastically, and then you might not get a chance to exit. So selling 50% of the quantity here can be a good idea. And then if it falls down further on the next day, and if you see that it is not able to break the level of 5.6, you can sell off the remaining 50% as well, because if it starts falling down, it will fall down drastically, and you will see another big candle in the volume as well, and a big candle in the price as well. So I would say exit here 50%, and on the next day, if it is falling down, you sell the remaining 50% as well, because these two levels, I mean 5.6, this seems to be the resistance level, and the price wasn't able to cross these level of 5.6. So exit here and 50%, and if it start falling down, exit the remaining 50% as well. Let's talk about the earnings. Earnings negative. Earning is negative as well, but okay, there was no movement on the earning. I don't know why it is moving here. MEG, we have a news on Feb 2nd. Let's see what it says. Announced successfully closed a previously announced offering of 600 million aggregate principal amount by machine unsecured note. Successfully closed its previously announced offering 600 million US dollar in aggregate principal amount. Okay, it has offered a 600 million US dollar note. Maybe because of that, it has gone up. And this was closed on 2nd of Feb. 2nd of Feb, this was the news. After this news, it's started going up. So this news seems it has been in cash. So it's not, if it is not breaking 5.6, it will come down again to its previous level of 5. Yeah, 5 or yeah, 4.75 to 5, it can fall down again. And if you talk about the indicator has like very little room left. 78 was the highest, and currently it is at around 68.8, around 70. So only 8 points here remaining. Yeah, I think this can be a point to exit. What do you think, guys? Kamal, any input on this?
I don't you think we should put a trading stop loss of the low of the last day, 5.3?
5.3.
Because it's going to higher lows. So keep a stop of 5.4 instead of 5.43. And if it gets stopped out, you are still in profit.
Yes, that can also be a good strategy to
Because the low
have
is
a trading
5.43.
stop
So
loss.
keep a trading of 5.4.
5.4 trading stop loss. Yeah, if it falls below 5.4, you will hit your stop loss, and then you will realize your profit here. This can
Which
be
is
done.
lower than the previous day and still high enough.
Yeah, if the next low is higher than 5.4, you can keep on with your trade. But if the low falls below 5.4, you need to exit, because that can be a turning point for the stock. So trailing stop loss can help you in this. You're absolutely right. So that's what the main idea is. If the next low is higher than the previous low, which is 5.4, so you can carry on. But if the next low is less than 5.4, you need to exit. And at that point, exit 100%. You can move in with a trading stop loss. And the shape of the candle is a doji candle. So indecisive candle, normal
That
lower
is the
trade
reason
70.
why. That's the prime reason why.
Yeah, exactly. Number one, doji candle. Number two, the resistance at 5.6. These are two factors which make us to believe that stock may start falling down, and also the RSI is also giving you an indication. Okay, I think we can move on to next.
Yeah, next, APHA, APHA.
So
TSX.
APHA 22.2. 22. This was a channel after it broke out the channel. After the channel breakout, it went up, gap up, moving now on the sideways, resistance 22. And on the closing basis, the closing is like almost the same, 22.2. And the lower wicks are getting higher on the higher side, but normally we do not analyze on the basis of the wicks. We analyze on the basis of the closing prices. So closing prices are the same. So no big movement in that. See the RSI. RSI is now moving towards right. There's no change, neither up nor down. It's like a flat. The closing price for the last 3 days is also flat. Ignore the wicks here, because we analyze on the basis of the closing prices, not on the basis of the higher wicks or the lower wicks. So moving towards sideways, I think maybe the same way it did here, sideways and then a jump here sideways, and then there was a jump. So if we draw the same thing here, expectedly, and the same thing here, okay, this wasn't a jump here, this was a gradual increase, so I won't draw a channel, although there was a channel here as well, but there was a gradual increase, not a sudden jump. So consolidation, gradual increase here, consolidation, a jump, consolidation, jump, and then again a consolidation. So I think we should note this pattern, and if the stock is moving here after like 4 or 5 days, you can start investing. Or like maybe if it goes below the touches the lower end of this channel, 22.2, I mean, you may accumulate you can start accumulating, and then if there is a jump, you can exit. So if we talk about the level can be okay. This can be a level 25. So this can be the exit point for the 25 after you have accumulated this stock on when it was in the lower end of the channel, which was 21. So accumulating at 21 and exiting at 25, that can be a strategy here for this stock. And at that time, we also need to see the RSI. Where is RSI at that point? So if the stock falls down a little bit towards 21, the RSI will also go down, and when it will start picking up again. So we can consider 25 as the level for the upcoming sessions after the stock has done its consolidation. So since it has moved up very drastically, and the pattern is after moving up, it goes sideways for some period of time. I would say a week and a half. Say 14 Jan to 1st Feb, 2 weeks. So again, the 2 weeks time, and then almost 2 weeks. I would say here 2nd December to 6 weeks here, 2 weeks here, and let's wait for another few days and see where it is going. If it falls below at 21, and that 21, if it goes below 21, there is a gap, by the way. So I would say then you need to, if it goes below, then you need to accumulate a level of 18, not exactly at 21, because there is a gap down. So 19 can be a point where you can start accumulating, and then again selling at the level of either at 22 on the high side of this channel, or if you want to hold more, then when it will break this channel, like what it did here on these days, so 25 can be a target for this. Target 25, entry point 19. So that what I have to say on this. Anything, Kamal and Vivek, you want to add?
Entered this at 16, re-entered at around 1650. So I'm just, to be honest, being greedy to, should I sell it or should I keep it? So 25, we see, like, based on the analysis that I see here right now, 25 is pretty much possible based on the first trading day, how it goes
Yeah.
on Monday, how it does on Monday then.
Not on the Monday or the first trading day. What I'm looking at is moving in now on sideways.
On a sideways, yes.
It's going sideways. How long it will stay in sideways? Like if we talk about here, 9 October to 23rd November, like 7 weeks. Here 6 weeks, 2 weeks. So here, how many weeks you don't know. So it will move sideways for some time before it start picking up. If you look at the volume here, the volume increased. Huge volume supported. When it was supported by volume, you saw a jump. Here it was supported by volume, you'll see a jump. But here now the volumes are decreasing. So it looks unlikely that on the Monday it will reach 25. Look at the volumes. Here the volumes were going up. There's a gradual increase. The volumes were also going up. Then on this spike, the volumes went up and the price was also high. When the price started moving sideways, the volumes are like on the lower side, up, down, and here it went up along with the volumes, but now the volumes are going down. So people are maybe like they're selling it. So at this point, I don't see 25 coming up very near, but yes, it can. So you can hold on further if you want, unless it falls below 19. If it falls below 19, then it will back in this channel, the price where you bought it. If you want to hold it further, you can hold it for 25, but maybe it will take a couple of weeks.
Okay.
Might not be in 1 week, more than one, because 7, 6, 2, at least 2 weeks more. That's what I think. And the last time there was an earning beat as well. That have actually triggered this increase before the earnings 3-4 days before. So next earnings are like far away. Okay.
Yeah, Tahir, if you could quickly analyze weed as well, requested by
Yeah, sure.
Prasanna. WEED.
56. So 0.019. And then surprise earning. I'm just looking at the earning because the earning is very near. Here the earning went up and gap up and then closed in the negative, but still on the higher side. Loss 0.03. Even the loss is higher. And this day, 9th Feb, Tuesday. The Tuesday, and the stock has started going down. The earning pressure, I would say, because the earning, the stock is going down 57. So whenever there's an earning pressure, the stocks tend to behave very, very differently, particularly these type of stocks. But I won't say particularly on the wheat, but those stocks that are like less than $5 or like $1, they behave very, very abruptly on the earning beat. But this one, I won't say the same thing for this stock based on the earning pressure, but the earning pressure, what we can see is the volumes are going down. People have started selling it off at this point where it reached 57 and the stock is moving down. It may continue its downward journey till 50, I would say, which is the next support level. 50 on the closing basis, 50. This can be next support level, and the resistance is 57. So I would say on the Monday, if it is still falling down and you're holding it, you may consider selling it and re-enter when it has reached its support level. Or if you want to buy, so wait until the earning pressure has been released. So the fresh entry is not recommended at this point unless it reaches its support level and the earning pressure has been released, and after that more likely it will go sideways, not like it will come back again very quickly to the previous levels. So when it's moving sideways, so you can start accumulating in smaller quantities, buy on 10%, 20% on each dip. So you can accumulate this and wait for this stock till it starts picking up based on the volumes and RSI. RSI is falling down, so this is an indicator that there is a selling pressure and the prices are about to come back to its nearest support levels.
Okay, so let's take the last talk for analysis. Google.
Hi there. Sorry, I got disconnected.
Yeah, no problem.
My question was that these stocks, if you see the last trend of 3-4 years, it had a peak of I think in 2018. So I don't know about this stock, but do you think that these wheat stocks will follow the same chart pattern till it reaches its 2018 or 2019 highs?
It may go back to the same levels, but it will take time, I would say, because if we analyze this pattern on a monthly basis, starting from Jan on the January 20, these levels, okay, on the month-to-month basis. So it was here in the after falling down. I mean, there was a spike here in these years, 2019, and then it started falling down. Went here in a consolidation phase. If we analyze the pattern here, there was a consolidation, and after the consolidation, it has started to pick up again, going up, and the same trend is being continued. So 67, it can reach back again over a couple of months, but it's not happening like very quickly. It will take time because if you follow the trend, currently it is an uptrend. It has fallen down from a level of 68, went into consolidation, and now it's in uptrend as well. RSI also has some space. It can go further again, back to its level of 80s. So if you hold for a long period of time, maybe a year, so it can reach up to 70. But the idea is like in 1 year, how much you will gain, like 57 to 70, 20%. Still, you have other opportunities where you can make 20% in less period of time. I'm just thinking on that. But if you really value the long-term things, yeah, and you're interested in that, so you can hold this unless it changes its current trend. So currently the trend is upward and it can go back again to these levels. But you need to reconsider your thing like 20% gain over 12 months. maybe you have to consider that as well, the time period or time value of money. If you say that it will expect it to double and you have to wait over years, I think that can still be worthwhile. I'm not too sure how much importance you need to give towards the time value of money. It all depends upon your trading pattern, how you trade and how you value the gain in percentage terms. That question you need to ask yourself, and then you can hold on to this stock. But answering your question, yes, it can go back to same level of 70, given the current trend RSI. It can go further back. One important thing to note here is, in this month it was a huge spike, but in this current month, since this is still going on, you need to consider the the momentum as well and the height of the candle. So this candle size, a big candle, which a big jump here, and a month of Feb, you need to consider the size of the candle as well, which will show you the momentum. If the momentum is increasing, there's a strong tendency it will go up. The day you see the momentum has started to fall down, it is decreasing. At that point, you need to reevaluate your position given the other factors that exist at that point. I think that answers.
Thank you.
Volumes.
Yeah. This is the case with this wheat stock, but if you take the case with ZENA, ZENA, which is a TSX company, it has still a lot of room to grow. So like, I don't know. I mean, like, I had invested in that when it was a record low, and I was just waiting because it fell down to 5 cents. The ZENA TSX stock, ZENA. So
before we move on there, just one thing. Vic, you were saying something regarding the volumes. Let's complete that comment, and then we will move on to the stock that you are recommending. Yes, Vic.
I was just saying, and then the volume, because volume is also reducing by the day.
Yeah, this
right since 0.19, the volume is falling. It fell down on low volume. It's not rising also on volumes.
Yep, that's an important point to consider here. But another thing is, if you talk about the Feb volume, Feb is not yet completed, so this is like a candle for a week.
It's only
but
a
previously,
week only.
Yeah, for a week only. Previously, the volume, if you talk about this candle and then this candle, so it has gone down. So this one is down. So see about the volumes in the month of Feb. What is the volume? What is the size of the candle? And you will get your answer whether to hold it or maybe you consider to reevaluate your position. So volumes are important here, along with the momentum of the change in price. Yep. Okay. Yeah, you're saying something, ZE?
Yeah, ZENA, Zenavis Global. No, ZENA.
LA.
NA.
Okay. Okay. So it 2.1, and let's go to the weeks. You're talking about a long-term thing, at least a week. So it was launched at the price of 2, yeah, 1.6, reached to 2.2, now back again to these levels, 0.06. And what happened to the volume? The volume has suddenly gone up when it touched 0.05.
Yeah, so if you see the recent graph, it started to go up.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it tries to follow the trend, it still has a lot of room to grow because the wheat stocks are going back to where they were in 2018.
Yep. So from here, 45 to 120. So like almost 3 times.
Yeah,
from this
and
point.
still it has a lot of room to grow.
Yeah, for sure.
That depends on the volume, of course. So my question was that is it good to hold it on long-term basis or just trade it on a week-to-week basis?
I think this should be a question for Kamal, our penny stock expert.
Yes, sure, I can answer that. So it would depend upon how much quantity you are holding. If you are holding in a small quantity, in terms of ZENA stock price, I would call under 1,000 as small because its price is as of current price, it is 0.12. So if you are holding like 1000 stocks, I would say playing by keeping it for a few days or a week is okay. But if you are holding in bigger quantity in terms of say 5K or more, then you could hold for long term, because medium to long term, looking at its previous history, if it was close to $2 or above, you may not expect it to reach $2, but you can still expect it to reach 50 cents. If it does reach 50 cents from the current price, it would, or even 60 cents from the current prices, it would be like 5x. So depending on quantity, you can, it's a risk. Uh, for sure, if it had reached 0.06 somewhere in September, October, it can still go down again. But it's like you are taking risk with uh, risk to reward ratio being lower, because your reward is quite higher in this case.
Yeah.
You're looking at 5x reward with a risk of point, or risk of reducing it to half. So it would be your 1:5. Here would be your reward to risk ratio, or reward could be even higher. I'm just saying that if it reaches 0.60, which is looking at this chart, if you are considering for holding for medium to long term, it's quite possible.
Yep, and this can be 16. Currently it's 120, 165, 0.120 to 0.165. This can be a close one for a short term, I would say.
Yeah, totally agree.
Can be close. But the thing is, these penny stocks normally don't tend to behave or don't normally follow the technicals. So sometimes they get risky, but as Kamal rightly mentioned, your risk and reward ratio is good. So even if it goes to the half of your price, for sure you will exit that. So 50% loss here, and the gain is like 500%. I think that you can consider. And this one, these levels, 0.08, currently 120, so 40 below and 40 above for a short term thing. And given that the currently stock is in uptrend, and volumes, although they're decreasing, so you need to keep an eye on that.
Yeah, and one more key factor to look for these kind of stocks is the news around the company. So keep following the company news. Are they releasing something, whatever product they have, since it's into cannabis, they might be having some pharmaceutical product, or any pharmaceutical related medicinal pharmaceutical solution they would be having. I'm not sure what is their exact product, but just keep following their news.
On the news, normally they don't follow the technicals, but they strongly follow the news and the catalyst, and you can see the price may be doubling in one day, 100% gain or 50% loss in any day. So strongly follow the news if you are into any of penny stocks, I would say, not even in ZENA, in any of the stock. So they tend to behave like they're highly correlated with the news. Okay, I think guys, we can.
Tahir, let's take last talk. I
Sure.
mentioned previously Google, but I see Vivek
Google.
Krishna has requested twice CBLU. Maybe we can take this as the last talk.
Okay, let's go to the Google, and then we'll come back to CBLU. Alphabet Inc. My God, I wish I could buy this stock, but I can't buy it due to some independence restrictions. Okay, it's currently in the uptrend. Let's see the trend here. Where is it gone? Okay, guys, there is a breakout for this stock. It has given a breakout from this channel, and it is also at the all-time high, I would say. The current level is all-time high, plus there is a breakout of this channel, so it is expected to go further up from this level. And the good thing is it is supported by volumes. Volumes are also increasing. See this volumes in uptrend, price in uptrend, breakout from the channel, and all RSI. The good point is the RSI also has some space to move further up. So if you're holding this stock, I would say hold on to it. And if you want to enter in the stock, if it's green, going upward from 2100 plus, you can still enter in this stock, because this one is supported by volume, channel breakout, RSI has a space. If you want to enter it, you may consider entering in this stock if it is like moving upwards on Monday as well. So yes, you can enter the stock. That my views are like positive on this stock. But since it is at 52 weeks high, so you need to closely monitor your investment in this stock. It's not like you invest and then you won't see the stock movement in like you're not watching the screen on daily basis or something like that. So you need to consider this point that you have to watch it very carefully, because there's no upper side here. There's no resistance. I would say, okay, this is the level you can go till this point. There is nothing as such. So you need to watch it very closely, but you can invest in this given the channel breakout supported by the volumes and space in RSI. That's my observation on this. Kamal and Vic, do you have anything to add in this?
You're
This is
absolutely
on a
right.
weekly basis, by the way.
Yeah, you're right, Tahir. I agree with you. If you could take it to daily chart, we will see if
Daily chart, yeah.
Okay, let's go on the daily chart. Daily chart, the same thing. So the trend and a breakout from this channel. This channel breakout, RSI has on a daily basis, RSI has got a little space, but the thing is it is still trending upward. It has got very little space in here, and if I take it to the next level, yeah, we have some space in RSI, and the channel breakout is the thing that I'm considering. And okay, we have an earning as well. So okay, because of the earning, there is the gap up, and still it is staying at the same level. It's not the good thing; it has not fallen down. The two doji candles have been formed here in last 2 days. One, number two, these are the two doji candles, and the next, it's no more a doji candle. It's a normal pin candle, a green one, and seems the 2100 at a little resistance on a daily basis. On the weekly basis, there wasn't any resistance because this is the all-time high for the week, and for the day, 2100 is the resistance level. After the earnings, it has gone up and still staying there. It's not falling down. Volumes on daily basis are going down. So if you want to invest for a little longer term, you can consider investing in Google. Daily basis going down, price is normal, consistent. If it is remaining, if it maintains these levels, this can be a consolidation phase for this stock, with RSI still got some gap. Earning pressure is I don't see any factor that can lead this stock to fall down based on the earning pressure, I would say. Because normally what happens that once the earning has been released, whatever the stock has gained, it falls down. But in this case, this green candle was a little bit more convincing to say that the stock will maintain its current levels. Vic, do you want to add something here? I know there's a gap and you will for sure.
There is a gap, and that gap will not get filled in that easily now. That gap get filled in immediately. So it's going to be a consolidation and further rally. I would say at least till 2300.
Yeah, I also expect the same, a consolidation phase here. And why I would say this is because of the last candle on Friday. This is like a good candle, which is like a green candle. If it was the same like a doji candle or a candle which is a big red candle, we would have expected the stock to come back to its original levels or fill in the gap and falling towards 1950s. But this green candle is like depicting that the market is accepting the price of 2100 even if the earning pressure has been released. So that's my stance on this.
Look at a target of 23 straight away.
Yeah, it can move further up after the consolidation phase. Yep. Okay, I think we can take CBLU.
Yes.
CBLU on a daily basis. there was a consolidation here and it gave a breakout, but then again back to the same consolidation channel. So let's draw an arrow. As we normally say that this can be a target if it breaks the consolidation. So it almost reached its target after the consolidation was over, but it wasn't able to sustain this level and back to consolidation again. So now if it breaks this level again, the level should be 0.79, and RSI is currently flat. From the last two sessions it was going up, but then it became flat. So if it breaks this level again, 0.79 I would say would be the target. So if you're holding this, you should keep on holding this till it reaches 0.79 and you can consider exiting at that point. Or if it falls down, you can enter at the level of 0.5. 0.5 is the entry point for this stock and 0.8 is the selling point. So currently I won't say like you need to enter in this. If it goes up, that will be a selling thing. If it goes down, you can buy. At this point I would say it's just a neutral. So you don't have I would say that there's no big jump here unless it gives you a chance to buy at these levels, 0.5. So 0.6 to 0.8, yeah, it seems that there is still a gap here, 0.6 to 0.8, around like 20 cents on the upper side if you enter from here, or if you enter from 0.5, you have like even a big gap. So 20 cents is also not bad. Yeah, you can consider that as well. But
That's
if
a
it falls below,
30% return.
yeah, if it falls to these levels, 0.5, that's even better. But given the current scenario, it was in uptrend, but the last was a dodgy candle. It moved on the sideways, so you need to watch out on the next day if it is like a red candle. So then wait for 0.5. If it is green and you want to take risk, you can. But why I'm saying not to be in so much hurry to invest at 0.6, because this channel, the higher side is 0.65. So if it is not able to break this, so you have like a stock which is 0.62 or 63 and it's not breaking a level of 0.65. So you have like little room here, like 3 cents here. On the downside, you have 0.62 to 0.5, 12 cents. If we talk about within this channel, although we are expecting this to break out, but unless it breaks, you have only 3 cents on the upside and the 12 cents on the lower side. This is one of the reasons that I would say wait for 0.5, but still if it hits 0.65 and it doesn't breaks and falls back again within the same channel, then you have to wait till it goes further up to 0.8. Small quantities here would be fine, but not bigger quantities like 5,000 or 10,000. But few quantities here, you can pick it up at this point. Or if it goes further down to 0.5, you can go for a little bit bigger quantities if you are confident in this stock. Yes, someone who asked this question, maybe to discuss this, maybe if you want to add something here, what makes you to pick up this stock, or how you became aware of this stock, or like you would consider this stock to consider
I
stock
was
for a
the
good
one who
investment.
I
Yeah,
was the one who
yeah.
wrote this sticker.
You want to share something?
No, this is somebody I know
Mm-hmm.
who's working there.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I chose this one. Like it seems like their technology has more future, so that's why I thought. But I usually don't do much investment in penny stocks, but I felt this could be a good stock. That's all
Okay.
information I have
Okay,
to
that was
add.
a general news. Someone working there has said that they have a good
No, I
technology
know
and may go up.
the guy personally. That's
Okay.
Thanks
Okay.
for
So
sharing.
for
It might be good for me if
okay.
yeah.
Okay,
Kamal, I'm a
Kamal,
good person
Kamal.
for penny stocks as well.
okay. Yeah. Okay, I think we
Thank you,
should
Tahir.
have
Thank you
one
so much.
complete session just for the penny stock investment, and we will discuss only pennies, not dollars.
yeah, we had a penny stocks session. We didn't go about analyzing the penny stocks.
Session. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. We should have this at least once a month then.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah.
Vivek, can I ask one question? Like for CBLU, I'm seeing here, this stock recently, like is from December, it is going up, right? And now it is consolidation. Like it is like it can reach to 0.20 or below that if any selling happen. Because
Yes.
since before December, it was like in the range point two, point one. Right?
Yes. Vivek, would you like to answer?
I mean, it being a penny stock, I really don't know. It could easily come down to 0.2. But I only try to see how, because this channel which Tahir has drawn is a pretty strong support at the level, at that 0.5 support. It's a very strong support. And then again, 0.4 is another strong support. So breaking two supports consecutively becomes difficult.
Okay.
Yeah, unless
You
there is a very strong negative news.
Yeah, unless you're very strong. If a strong negative news comes in, then of course nothing will hold you. It will just come down. But 0.5 and 0.4 are very strong supports. Consistently tested support, I would say.
Yeah, if you see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 times it has been tested.
So it's a very strongly tested support.
Yes. And the volumes here were also like a considerable amount of volume. If we look the volumes here, the volumes were very low. Ignore these volumes when there was a spike. So whenever the stock is coming down, they were consistent volumes. So it seems that this is a strong support. So unless you see a very strong negative news, it may break the current level of 0.5, but then there is another level of 0.4 as well.
Okay.
So 0.2 seems to be little.
0.2 seems very far away.
Yeah, it seems to be a little far, I would say. But 0.5 should be the first level that you should be looking at.
Okay.
Okay.
The point is
Thank
that
you. Thank you.
it has consolidated over a long period between 0.1 and 0.2. So all those who have bought in at 0.1, 0.2 are going to get out at 0.6.
Yeah.
Which is why 0.6 is when they are selling off and bringing it down.
Yeah, as you can see here, your selling pressure started from here, 0.8, and it lasted till 0.5 because there was a psychological support as well. Everyone knew that it will reach to 0.5 and then they will start picking it up. That's what the people did. When it reached 0.5, the people started buying it again and the price started to shoot up. Again, it's back to the level of 0.65, which is the higher end of this channel. Okay, guys, any further question on this talk?
No, thank you.
You're most welcome. I would hand. Yeah, come on.
Yeah, thank you, Tahir.
You're most welcome. So, I think I'll stop sharing my screen now. I will hand over to you for your screeners and other things.
Yes,
So
thank
I
you,
will stop
Tahir.
sharing. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you for your support
Thank you,
and thank you for
Tahir.
listening. You're most
Lovely
welcome.
session.
Thanks a lot.